So in our humble adventure today, we're starting out in Sterling, Colorado, which is a location I'm sure all of you in Hollywood wish you could visit today. There's nothing better than Sterling, Colorado. What this video is about is Highway 14. Now, those of you who follow my stuff on my other channel, Riding with Marshall, this will sound like a broken record to you all because I've done similar stuff to this before. I'm trying to capture my son in this. There he is. There's my son. Yeah, he's sporting the hairdo I was going to adopt this weekend. Never made it there yet. Highway 14, Sterling is not a ghost town. It has
Although
never.
it would surprise you.
It would surprise you. Sterling is held up well because all these interstates and highways join with it. But Highway 14 that we're going to be on, that used to be the Prairie Dog Express of the Burlington Railway. Car. You know you're in Sterling when you hear a big exhaust on a truck, but that's not true. That's all over Colorado.
Editing.
I'm not editing this. You people are just stuck with us. It is what it is. If I over-edit stuff, I just lose viewers because you lose some of the personality of the people involved. So my son lives here.
Leave your thoughts below.
And like and subscribe. Ring the bell. Write us letters using capital letters only. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to visit Keota, a small town that started out in owned by, you know what? We'll get to that later. Let's just get there. How's that idea? Talk to you later. Town.
Town's over there.
Yep. You're gonna turn right here. So what I didn't show on video, because I really don't like to be investigated, is the number of missile sites that we have passed getting over here. In the background, way over there on the horizon, you can see the windmills for generating electricity. And we are coming up on Keota. I can zoom in a little bit, but why bother? We're almost there. That's it. That's it, what's left of it. And every year there's a little left. Every year there's a little less left. It says Pawnee Buttes that way. Now the people that lived here in Keota.
Do I want to turn here?
Yes, you do. The people that lived in Keota would often go to the Pawnee Buttes on a nice Sunday afternoon, have picnics and just play and have fun. If anyone has read the book Centennial or seen the movies, this town was known as Line Camp, and James Michener stayed here for some time. And the Pawnee Buttes was known as Rattlesnake Buttes in that book. You have all-wheel drive.
No, but ew.
Put some speed into it, though. And we'll continue this. And there's Gwen.
Hello.
Gwen's been here a few times. My son Eli has not been here at all. Now, as a kid, Eli and I would watch scary movies together. Some would say movies that were too scary to be watched with a kid. And it has changed the boy into really liking scary things. But ghosts and such, he's a little more pragmatic about those. So we're not here to look for ghosts. We're just here to enjoy all of this again. And like I said, he's never seen it. So, Eli, that house that you're looking at was most likely the house of a guy named Clyde Stanley. Clyde Stanley is the longest living resident, and he operated this building here, which used to be 2 stories tall. This was a general store. It was the post office. It was his printing press where he put out the newspaper for this entire area. And in fact, it's had 3 or 4 newspapers here. This house has seen better days, and what I mean by that is when I was here in 2014, it was shipshape. It had windows. Everything was really nice. Sadly, since then, it's gone into neglect. But it used to be quite pretty because the lady who owned it would often hold, at least annually, a quilting party here. So people would actually come out and spend an afternoon in this house with coffee and tea and everything else and make quilts. I have more information about that I will disclose shortly. Back here, that was the schoolhouse. And I see now the front door has been caved in since I was here only a couple months ago. That's a bummer. We will have to see what it looks like inside. We'll see how close my drone can get to it. But it's behind a fence, so I can't physically go there. But that apparently didn't stop someone else from doing so. Well, I made it to Keota. Keota being a town that was founded, I want to say, in 1888. And it was a railroad stop. And people moved here because it was a railroad stop. They ordered everything from Montgomery Ward Catalog, maybe Sears. Built an entire city here, well, town anyway. About 140 people or so. And then World War I happened. And the price of wheat went up, so everybody that was farming here was able to make a pretty decent profit off the wheat. And World War I ended, and so did the wheat prices. They went way down, and after World War I it was hard to make a living here. The train tracks, the train stopped coming through here, and the town slowly died, with the last resident moving out in 1999. What you see in there, Gwen?
And Eli. Look on the wall right there.
Can you see me?
This building is falling down fast. It wasn't that long ago that the roof line still had the paneling on it. Now we're down to one piece of paneling, and that's falling. The bricks are starting to show signs of falling through up there in the left-hand corner above the windows. And in the right-hand corner, that whole cornice is going off. If it wasn't for that steel pole holding up the porch right there, there wouldn't even be that. So Keota's falling apart pretty fast now. 2014, it was still worth. It was still actually held up pretty well, but nature's reclaiming it rather rapidly, and I'm sure visiting humans aren't doing it too many favors either. Visiting humans like Gwen.
I'm not in there.
No, she's not in there. She's not doing anything wrong. But last time we were here, there were guys with metal detectors looking for anything they could pull out of the dirt. I don't know if that's illegal or not, or even whose property Keota falls under.
Who's Charlie Lee?
Charlie Lee was the guy who, I believe, took over the road maintenance here, keeping the roads usable. And I think he still lives here. That might even be his house way over here. There's some houses over there. You can see the roof lines maybe. Let's zoom in a little bit. Whoop. Anyway, he may live here. Just for fun, he considered himself the mayor of Keota, even though it's no longer a town. And up there on the tower, used to have his name. It said Charlie Lee, mayor, above Keota. I think you can faintly see it there. Anyway, let's get some drone footage. So Keota has a cemetery as well, and as is the tradition for most cemeteries, they're outside of town a little bit. And we're gonna go visit this one, and I'll get you some drone footage. And my son here, he digs holes for cemeteries. That's what he does. He's a grave digger for the city, not of Keota, of course. But so he's really interested in these cemeteries, and we'll go take a look. Now, Keota is not exactly a quiet place because you have all this work going on over here, which I believe is oil work. But Keota is just right over here. So it's not exactly a totally quiet spot. Apparently we had some wind. As I was saying, apparently we've had some wind because one of the decorations to the cemetery is way over here. I think I'll grab it and throw it back in there, at least for whoever it was meant to be. Hey Eli, catch. Maybe give it to the baby, the youngest one to you right there. Yeah, that was my great throw you're supposed to catch. We don't know if that's who it belonged to, but the wind blew it clean out of the cemetery, so
Well, they were only 10 years old when they passed, so.
might be theirs.